of Change News.
This is Voice of Change Radio News. Good day. Thank you for joining us. I'm Amanda Kumalo. A look at the leading stories. Zimbabwe celebrates President's birthday. Highfield widows benefit from First Lady's National Poultry Project. Government calls on business to reduce prices. In business news, CZI's funding facility now open. In regional and international news, sanctions effects laid bare at United Nations. In sports, Gerrard gives Nakamba one last chance. The news in detail. The nation has joined President Mnangagwa on celebrating his 80th birthday, with congratulatory messages pouring in from within the country and abroad. President Mnangagwa has been described as a practical person who always insists on less talk, more action. Under his stewardship, the country has undergone rapid economic transformation through increased foreign and domestic investments, extraordinary infrastructure development, and the freeing up of democratic spaces. Meanwhile, the president is in Angola to attend the inauguration of re-elected Angolan President Lourenço. President Lourenço's party, the People's Movement for the Liberation of Angola, roamed to victory in elections held on August 24, with 51% of the vote against the closest challenger, the National Union for the Total Independence of Angola, UNITA, led by Mr. Adalberto Costa Jr., which had 43%. First Lady Dr. Mnangagwa launched a poultry project for hundreds of widows of all age groups in Highfield, Harare, torching wild celebrations in one of the capital's oldest high-density suburbs. The poultry project, which will be taken to all the country's provinces, is part of a multi-pronged empowerment project and also highlights a love for women. Under the project, beneficiaries are given both chicks and feed to manage and enjoy the benefits. Government is increasingly concerned that the business sector was not reducing prices for goods and services in tandem with falling fuel prices, among other factors. In an interview, Energy and Power Development Minister Soda Jemu said government expected business to adjust pricing in line with the drop in fuel prices and stabilize the exchange rates, among other factors, to ease the financial difficulties consumers faced. A look at what is happening beyond our borders. A dossier detailing in graphic detail the atrocious effects of unilateral sanctions that were imposed on Zimbabwe by Western countries at the turn of the millennium has been submitted to the United Nations in Geneva, Switzerland, with a clarion call for their absolute removal. The report, compiled by Professor Elena Doan, the Special Rapporteur on the negative impact of unilateral coercive measures on the enjoyment of human rights, red flags the United States, the European Union, and their allies for unilateralism, breaking international laws, and punishing Zimbabwe and Zimbabweans using their power. Professor Doan visited Zimbabwe from 18 to 28 October in 2021 and gathered information firsthand on the effects of the baneful sanctions from ordinary Zimbabweans who have borne the burden of the illegal measures for 2 decades now. In business news, the Confederation of Zimbabwe Industries, CZI, says local firms can start applying for loans under the $200 million funding facility the industrial lab group structured in partnership with a continental financier. According to CZI, the funding is meant to bankroll Zimbabwean companies, mostly its members, but also approved non-members, for the acquisition of raw materials and procurement of equipment in the manufacturing sector. Moving on to the world of sports, Zimbabwean midfielder Marvelous Nakamba has been given probably one last chance to impress Aston Villa manager Steven Gerrard, with the Wange-born player playing to fight for his place in the remaining 12 games before the next football transfer window is opened in January 2023. Nakamba, who has not played a part in Villa's campaign since the start of the 2022-2023 English Premiership season, just managed to keep his place in the squad after failing to secure a move away at the close of the latest transfer window a fortnight ago. That ends this news bulletin.
Voice of Change News.